Hey students, hello. Welcome to the session. I am Mr. M.H. Mota, Assistant Professor, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering. In today's session, we will try to understand something about the masonry units. The outcome of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to understand various masonry units and their properties as per Indian standards. Along with this, you will be able to select the masonry units as per the need of the structure. So masonry units. What is masonry? Masonry is, in simple words, can be called as a wall. The wall can be made by using number of individual units. Those units are called masonry units. There is a large variety of masonry units from which an architect or engineer can choose the one most suited to a particular situation. While selecting these units, one must be very critical in choosing this, as the choice is based on number of units, number of things, number of constraints. Those things includes the availability of masonry units. You can select the masonry units which are easily available. This is very important to know what kind of masonry units are available in the market so that we can choose among them. To select something which is not available may result in a high requirement in terms of money to import it from different locations. Second is strength requirement. As per the unit, the strength requirement differs. In case of load-bearing walls, the strength requirements are high as compared to the requirement for the non-load bearing walls. So one must be aware about what are the strength requirements for that particular unit. Next is durability. One must choose the masonry units which are durable in nature. Then the dimensional stability. It is very important to look for such parameter in which the dimensional stability is available. Dimensional stability is nothing but change in the dimension with respect to change in the surrounding conditions like moisture entry or the temperature variation. So one must select something which is dimensionally stable. Then resistance to rain penetration, fire rating and thermal properties. These things are very important with respect to the life of the structure as well as the overall behavior of a structure. Then style of architecture. This even is very important point. This is nothing but something which deals with the overall appearance of the structure. And these even are important thing while selecting any masonry units. And last but not least, economy in cost. The masonry unit selected should be economical and should be something which is preferable with respect to the amount to be invested for this particular part. Let's try to understand various masonry units available. So we'll start with the common burnt clay brick. So this is nothing but a common burnt clay brick which looks like a reddish element. It is one of the most common used unit for masonry, and whenever brick of acceptable quality and desirable strength is available locally, it is generally the unit of first choice. In last 50 years, the burnt clay brick remains the first choice for the construction. But now, because of the lesser availability of the material and the constraints regarding the environmental pollution, the common clay bricks are something for which an engineer must be think twice. It has practically most of the desirable characteristics of a masonry unit, namely strength, durability, dimensional stability, good thermal performance, good fire rating and economy in cost. The first class brick can withstand a temperature up to 1200 degrees Celsius without much failure. So this is something which has got an upper edge in selection of such clay bricks. The compressive strength of brick depends on type of soil used for molding brick, method of molding, technique of burning, etc. If we consider the different kinds of bricks available across the India, the strength of common bricks generally varies between 2.5 to 25 Newton per mm square. These things are generally used to define the class of the bricks. Let's see the properties as per the Bureau of Indian Standards. These properties have been widely mentioned in the Handbook of Masonry Design and Construction. So for such bricks, the density is not specified. The standard dimensions for these have been specified as either 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter or 23 by 11 by 7.5 centimeter. 19 by 9 by 9 size is generally called as a modular brick and is very rarely been produced in India. But the brick of size 23 by 11 by 7.5 centimeter is widely produced in India and is generally called as a conventional or traditional brick. The compressive strength desired for such unit is in between 3.5 to 35 Newton per mm square. The water absorption should be up to 20% by weight for class of 125 or lower classes, while it should be less than 15% for higher classes than 125. We will see what are the different classes in next slide. The drying shrinkage is not specified, and generally these are the units which have shown very negligible drying shrinkage. The moisture movement in through it is even not specified. Such blocks can be used for all general building construction purposes as specified by the Bureau of Indian Standards. Heavy duty burnt clay building bricks. This brick is also known as engineering brick. It is characterized by high durability, low water absorption and high compressive strength. Its compressive strength is very high as compared to conventional clay bricks and is used in heavy civil engineering works such as bridge structure and in industrial foundations. Let's see the properties of such blocks. As per the Handbook on Masonry Design and Construction, the density of such should be more than 2500 kg per meter cube. The standard dimensions for such brick is very much similar to that of conventional brick as 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter or 23 by 11 by 7.5 centimeter. The compressive strength of such block is much higher and is more than 40 Newton per mm square. The water absorption should be less than 10% by weight. The drying shrinkage and moisture movement percentage are not specified in the Bureau of Indian Standards. These can be used for very heavy engineering works like machine foundations. Next are the Seaver bricks. This brick has a strength and other characteristics which lie in between a conventional or common brick and heavy duty brick and is intended for the use in sewer construction, where the higher standards of durability than common brick is expected because of the aggressive action of sewage. In appearance, it is quite similar to the conventional brick. Let's see the properties. The density of such bricks is not specified but is almost similar to that of a conventional brick. The standard dimensions are even similar. They are either 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter or 23 by 11 by 7.5 centimeter. The compressive strength is generally more than 17.5 Newton per mm square. The water absorption by weight should be limited up to 12%. The drying shrinkage and moisture movement for such block is not specified in the Bureau of Indian Standards, and these are exclusively used for the sewer construction which are exposed to a very high moisture condition and which are most of the times remains wet in nature. Next are burnt clay perforated building bricks. This unit has the advantages over common brick of lightness in weight and better thermal insulation. It is therefore used in load-bearing walls as well as non-load-bearing walls, as an partition and panels. when better thermal insulation and for lightness in weight are required. Following are the figures of such perforated bricks. Let's see the properties of these blocks. Once again, these are the bricks which are manufactured in very similar size. The density of this is even not specified but is a bit higher than the conventional brick by material, but because of its porous nature, the overall density is much lesser than this. Its compressive strength is more than 7 Newton per mm square. The water absorption should be limited up to 15% by weight. Again, drying shrinkage and moisture movement are not specified. These units are lighter and has better thermal insulation, and so it can be used in structures where the appropriate thermal insulation is expected. Next is burnt clay hollow blocks. This unit is similar in properties and use to perforated brick, except that the percentage of void is higher, and thus masonry constructed with this unit is much lighter in weight. This is the picture of burnt clay hollow block. Its compressive strength is however low because of its vacant nature, and thus this unit is mainly used for non-load bearing walls, or these are advantageously used for the walls which are acting as an partition where the main purpose is to divide the space. Properties as per BIS for such material. So once again, these are manufactured in sizes as 19 by 19 by 9 cm, 29 by 9 by 9 cm and 29 by 14 by 9 cm. Its compressive strength, which is calculated on a gross area where the voids even have been included, is around 3.5 Newton per mm square. Its water absorption should be less than the 20%. The drying shrinkage and moisture movement in this case is even not mentioned. And this unit being lighter and once again has a better thermal insulation can be used in a structure where the thermal insulation is very important. Next unit is stone. In stone masonry, dressing of stone entails a lot of labor and time. Therefore, in regions where the stones as well as brick is available, latter is preferred. Stone as a masonry unit is made use of when brick is either not available or is more costly. This even can be used when the cost is not the constraint or where the looks matters more. As it is more expensive to dress stone to small size unit, thickness of stone wall is generally kept more than what is needed from general use, self load of stone masonry. The weight of stone masonry is high and consequently space efficiency is low. For this reason, use of stone masonry is normally restricted to 2 to 3 storied buildings, and where possible, use of stone in partition and panel walls is avoided. In India, stone is majorly used for the construction of temples, or it even is used for the construction of the lower part of the building, which is called as an plinth. Since water absorption for stone is very less, which is around 1.5% as compared to that of brick, which is in a range of 20%, stone masonry is much more durable, particularly in damp location. Where both brick and stone are available at reasonable cost and groundwater table is very high, it is advantageous to provide stone masonry in wall up to a plinth level as explained before, and brick masonry can be used in superstructure. So let's see the properties. So generally the different kinds of stones which are used in India are granite, basalt, sandstone and limestone. Density and standard dimensions are not much important in case of stone masonry. Please remember that they are much higher in weight. The granite has got the highest compressive strength among these four and is in a range of 100 Newton mm square per mm square or more. Basalt has a compressive strength in a range of 40 Newton per mm square. Sandstone has got still lower compressive strength and is in a range of 30 Newton per mm square or more, while limestone, being the weakest among these four, has got a compressive strength around 20 Newton per mm square. The water absorption for all type of stones are much lesser and highest can be observed around 5% by weight. This can be used for all general purposes and particularly in load bearing walls. Precast stone blocks. As mentioned earlier, one of the drawbacks in the use of stone masonry is that walls have to be thicker than what is necessary from structural and other considerations. This drawback can be overcome by combining stone pieces and lean cement concrete to form precast block of a certain regular size and in a particular shape. This is particularly an invention of Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee. This product has been defined by these people. By using precast stone blocks in place of stone, it is possible to construct walls of much lesser thickness, which results in economy in cost of construction and improvement in space efficiency. As per the handbook on masonry design and construction, the properties have not at all been defined because there is no IS standard yet has been devised on this. Next is laterite stone block. Laterite is a weathered rock, and as it is a weathered product of some type of rock, is capable of being cut easily into blocks of regular shape and size and can be used as a suitable masonry block for constructing a wall. Therefore, in those parts of India where laterite formation is met with at a close to surface, simple low-cost building can be constructed economically by using these laterite blocks. However, because of low compressive strength, as it is a product of weathered rock and wide variation in quality of this material, use of these masonry unit is generally confined to a single-storied buildings of smaller span and having a lighter loads. These blocks have the properties as its density is more than 2500 kg per meter cube. These are available in three sizes such as 39 by 19 by 9 cm, 49 by 19 by 9 cm, and the largest dimension available is 59 by 29 by 19 cm. As compared to other rocks, its compressive strength is very less and is in a range of 3.5 Newton per mm square or more. Again, the water absorption is very negligible and drying shrinkage and moisture movement percent is very less. This even can be used in masonry like coast stone masonry, but please remember that these are used for a very low height structured buildings. Next is the cement concrete block. In areas where bricks or stone of suitable quality for masonry is not available at reasonable cost, but aggregates of quality suitable for manufacturing concrete blocks are available, cement concrete blocks can be used as a masonry unit for load bearing walls, for partitions as well as panel blocks. These are the pictures of cement concrete block. Cement concrete block can be solid or hollow in nature depending on the strength requirement. The concrete block has much lesser dimensional stability than clay brick and stone. So special care in the use of this unit is needed in order to avoid or minimize cracks in masonry built with this unit. As far as the properties of these blocks are concerned, the hollow blocks are divided under three different qualities like A, B and C, and solid concrete blocks are generally come under the D class. The density of such block is in between 1000 to 1500 kg per meter cube or more in case of hollow blocks, and in case of solid blocks it is more than 1800 kg per meter cube. These are available in large variety of sizes. The length may vary in between 39 cm, 49 cm and 50 cm. Breadth, we have a very high amount of choice which ranges between 49, 74, 99, 149, 199, 249 and 299 centimeters, which are quite large in nature, but its height is available up to in a two range 19 centimeter and 9 centimeter. Its compressive strength even varies. In case of hollow concrete blocks, the compressive strength for class A is highest and is in a range of 35 to 70 Newton per mm square. For class B, it is in between 20 to 50 Newton per mm square, and for class C, it is in a range of 15 Newton per mm square. In case of solid block, it is still lesser and is in a range of 4 to 5 Newton per mm square. The water absorption for this is limited up to 10% by weight. These blocks, as those are constructed using a concrete, has got a certain problem with respect to shrinkage. The drying shrinkage percentage for such block is limited up to 0.1%, and it even allows the high amount of moisture movement through it. Hollow blocks generally allow the moisture up to 0.9% movement through it because of its hollow nature. Solid blocks permits the moisture through it, but it is much lesser and is in a range of 0.09%. These can be used for various purposes like load bearing walls. C class is exclusively used for partition wall. Next are lightweight concrete blocks. These are of recent inventions. These are right now very popular in the building construction. This is manufactured from lightweight aggregates with the object of reducing dead load. Particularly in today's era, where the frame structure is the popular method of construction, the major role played by the walls is to enclose the space or to divide the space. In such nature, this can be used with advantage. It is therefore mainly used for non-load bearing partitions when, for structural reasons, it is considered necessary to reduce the dead load. This unit, like concrete block, has low dimensional stability and special care in its use is needed. This is the picture of lightweight concrete blocks. The properties of these blocks. Its density is much lesser and is around 1600 kg per meter cube. These are again available in three different varieties. The dimensions are 39 by 30 by 19 centimeter, 39 by 20 by 19 centimeter and 39 by 10 by 19 centimeter. Its compressive strength should not be less than the 28 Newton per mm square. Its water absorption is permitted up to 25% by weight. Its drying shrinkage is up to 0.06% and it permits the moisture movement up to a range of 0.05%. This can be used for walls and partitions of non-load bearing nature. Autoclaved cellular concrete blocks. These unit in its characteristic performs and use is similar to lightweight concrete block. For the manufacture of this unit, lightness in weight is achieved by introducing a certain gas in the material through chemical action. Alumina is used for reducing the weight and introducing the vacant or void space in this. The properties of such block, its density is much lesser and is in a range of 450 to 1000 kg per meter cube. The standard dimensions available are its length is around 50 centimeter. The width is ranging from 9 to 24 as 9 centimeter, 14 centimeter, 19 and 24 centimeter. Height is available in three different ranges: 19 centimeter by 24 centimeter and 29 centimeter. These are available in two grades. Grade 1 used to have a lower compressive strength and is in a range of 10 to 17 Newton per mm square, while grade 2 has a higher compressive strength and is ranging from 20 to 60 Newton per mm square. Its water absorption is very negligible. Its drying shrinkage percent is in range of 0.05 to 0.1% depending on its grade, while the moisture movement is generally not specified. These can be used for partition walls and parapets. Next is lime-based block. This unit is similar in characteristic and used to cement concrete block, but its strength is somewhat low. The choice between this unit and cement concrete block depends on consideration of availability, strength requirement and relative economy. As far as the properties of these blocks are included, its density is generally more than 1000 kg per meter cube. These are available in variety of sizes. Its length is generally fixed and is 39 cm. Its breadth is available in three varieties, 10, 20 and 30 cm, while height is available in two ranges, 9 cm and 19 cm. Its compressive strength is generally around 35 Newton per mm square. The water absorption is not specified. The drying shrinkage should be around 0.1%. The moisture movement permitted is around 0.05%, while it can be used for load bearing as well as non-load bearing walls and panel walls. Next is sand lime brick. The characteristics of this unit are more or less similar to that of common burnt clay bricks. In areas where neither soil suitable for burning brick nor stone suitable for masonry nor aggregates for making concrete blocks are available, but lime and siliceous sand is readily available, one could go for the manufacturing of such type of units, and those can be used as masonry units. The unit can be manufactured to any desirable strength between 7.5 to 20 Newton per mm square, depending on the requirements. This unit has better dimensional stability than concrete block and lime based, but is inferior to brick and stone in this respect. This is the figure of sand lime brick. As far as its properties are concerned, the density is not specified. Its standard dimensions are available as 19 by 19 by 9 cm and 19 by 9 by 4 cm. Its compressive strength varies in between 7.5 to 20, and this defines its class. The class 75 means the compressive strength is 7.5 Newton per mm square. Class 100 means the compressive strength of 100 Newton per mm square, and accordingly the 150 class means 15 Newton per mm square strength, while class 200 means 20 Newton per mm square strength. Its water absorption is limited up to 0.025% by wet. Its drying shrinkage for class 75 and 100 should be up to 0.025%, while for higher classes is up to 0.035%. Moisture movement through this is not specified. This can be used for all general building construction purposes. Last is the non-load bearing gypsum blocks. This unit is suitable for use in internal partition walls and dry location. It has low self-weight and high thermal insulation. Use of this unit in masonry will prove to be economical and advantageous mainly when gypsum is locally available. This is the figure of non-load bearing gypsum blocks. Properties. Its density is very less. It is not specified in Handbook on Masonry Design and Construction. Its length is up to 70 cm maximum and is available in multiples of 10 cm. Its breadth is ranging from 75 to 150 cm. This variation is in the multiple of 25, means 75, 100, 125 and 150, while its height is maximum 30. It is even available in a height of 20 cm. The compressive strength of this is around 5 Newton per mm square when it is measured on a gross area basis. Its water absorption, drying shrinkage and moisture movement are not specified by the handbook on masonry design. It can be used for non-load bearing partitions in dry situation. Last is soil cement block. Use of this unit is made mainly in low cost buildings when soil which is locally available is suitable for manufacturing the unit and its economy in cost is primary consideration. Once again, the density of this is not specified. The standard dimensions are available in three varieties: 19 by 9 by 9 cm, 19 by 9 by 4 cm and 29 by 19 by 9 cm. Compressive strength. So these are again manufactured in two classes, class 20 and class 30. For class 20 the strength is around 2 Newton per mm square, while for class 30 it is 3 Newton per mm square or more. Its water absorption permitted is up to 15%. Drying shrinkage and moisture movement is once again not specified. These are used in masonry for light loaded and particularly in case of low cost buildings. So I hope that you have understood the different masonry units and its properties. So that's it for this session. Let's meet in next session to know more about such interesting things. So thank you for your patient learning, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.